Don't Give a Rip. October 21, 2019 by Anna von Reitz. This is a reply to Jean and Jay and Joy and several others who have asked me, how can you go on like this, day after day, year after year? Aren't you just exhausted? It's like a butterfly attacking a walnut. This little old lady with her knitting needles poised, it's ridiculous. Most of what we do in this life has an element of ridiculousness and hyperbole to it. Most of what we accomplish in life also has an element of the miraculous in it, too. At the end of the trail, you can't give a rip about all that. You give life your best shot, and that's that. You have to realize that you and your puny life are not the center of the universe, and at the same time, realize that what you do and what you choose, is worth doing and asserting anyhow, because otherwise you are acquiescing to evil and acting as an accomplice to crime and contributing to the downfall of everything that is good and decent and right. Sitting around sniveling in a corner and trying to hide and hope that the big bad IRS or some other goon acting under color of law doesn't come get you, is no way to live. By the time I was 26, I knew for a fact that I couldn't look at myself in the mirror and go on living like that, and to the lasting decision that I would not go on living like that. It's a necessary combination of couldn't and wouldn't. It's the realization that you can't have any kind of worthwhile life and freedom under such conditions, because if you allow this evil to endure, everything about your life will always be cast under a shadow of fear and tainted by submission to evil. Whatever you accomplish won't be yours to enjoy. Everything you have, even your children, will be subject to being snatched away by the government. Is that how you want to live? It's the realization that, as an adult and as an American, you have a responsibility to oppose evil. Your ancestors did, and so must you. Freedom is not earned once and for all times. It is earned by men and women who stand up for it and hold the line. New generations of would-be slave masters arise like grass and must be kept in check, or you wind up with a situation like this. The popes and the monarchs couldn't win by force of arms, so they have tried to win by guile, instead. They have endeavored to fool us into, voluntarily, giving away our birthrights for trinkets, just as they deceived the Native Americans and conjured up contracts for them by tacit agreement. So stand up and tell them that their claims are nothing but fraud and have been fraudulent for 150+ years. The crime of fraud has no statute of limitations. And it's that decision, that resolve, or what John Adams called the commitment to oppose the evil, come what may, that motivates everything I do. Over time this resolve hardens like steel, or perhaps more like a diamond in the center of your soul. It becomes part of you, like your voice or your big toe. It enlightens and determines who you are. And of course, it may determine how you die and what your net worth is when you do, but again, if you are like me, if you are irrevocably allied with truth and freedom and joy and life, there is no other choice. You can't give a rip about the lies and the schemes and the crimes and the threats and all the rest of it. You have to stand. And keep standing. Like the stubborn little Dutch boy with his finger plugging a hole in the seawall, you don't do this because it is easy or comfortable. You do this work, because it has to be done. You do it to save yourself and everyone else concerned. You do it for the children and the grandchildren who are depending on you. You do it for your friends and your neighbors. You do it for your own peace of mind. Is it ridiculous that I oppose evil with every fiber? That I despise the lies and the liars who have served themselves instead of serving our country? Oath breakers? Cheats and criminals, and worse, sitting in high offices, representing the rest of us? I am supposed to nod and knit and give my tacit approval to all that? In a pig's eye. No, my friends, you have to get to the point where you just don't give a rip, the point where you would rather die on your feet than on your knees, the point of ultimate commitment to stand and say, no, you've gone far enough and will go no further. That's where I am and where I have been since I was 26. Others come to it by many ways, for many reasons, but in the end, it is all the same resolve, that the evil has to be opposed and exposed and brought to an end. There are those reading this who already understand what I am saying, and others who are learning what it means and why. Let me just say that we set ourselves free. It doesn't come from any other man or woman, and it certainly isn't given by any external government. It comes from within. It comes from the living God who created us and gave us free will. Freedom is our law and our birthright and our will. It is our gift straight from our Creator. Let those who wish to deprive us of our freedom and substitute their sanctimonious grant of liberty instead, be exposed for the traitors and criminals that they are. Let them wallow in their servitude to whatever evil enters the minds of men, let them serve idols if they will, but as for me and my house, we shall be free and serve the living God, instead. If you find that ridiculous, then laugh as you will, but your enjoyment shall be short-lived and my satisfaction shall stand, built on rock, forever. And bear in mind, I don't give a rip what anyone thinks. Let them see me as a mouse chewing on an elephant. Let them say I am a butterfly attacking a walnut. It has yet to be seen what a few million mice can do to an elephant, or what impact millions of highly motivated butterflies can have on a walnut. I am not discouraged. Look at the size of the pile of leaves in my front yard. And those are just individual leaves. Look at the size and power of the Pacific Ocean. And that is just made of drops of rain.